Whenever you have access to your first skill point, you're going to come here to start. Now, notice that there's locks on this. So that's very important too, track knowledge. But the most important thing is right here, soft feet. Soft feet is the number one, in my opinion, the number one thing that will help you kill animals. If you don't have 2 out of 2 in soft feet, they're going to hear you coming from further and further away. So you're going to get to lakes or wherever you're hunting, whatever zone, and they're going to hear you and they're out of there. And you'll never know they were there. That's the bad thing about it. When you first start off, you don't have these perks, and you're like, man, I can't find anything. That's why. You're too loud. You sound like a T-Rex tromping through the forest. So you got to put a point here. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's a point. Now, notice that it unlocked this column. So whenever you get that next skill point, see, I think when you level again, you'll get a perk point. And we'll go through the perks here shortly. But you probably put a perk point in. Anyway, whenever you unlock another skill point, you want to come up here to track knowledge. You want to put a point to track knowledge. Notice this second column where soft feet is still locked. So that level 1 in track knowledge reveals information about an animal's gender when investigating footprints and vocalizations. So tells us if it's male, female, in the track knowledge. So we need another point in that. Our second point in that still doesn't unlock this column of soft feet. So we're going to put a third point. Still not unlocked. So at this point, you've got 3 out of 3 and 1 out of 3 here. Now that's important too. Increases the distance, level 2. Locate tracks. And what we want to do is put a second point there because that's going to help us track things down. And now, soft feet is able to be put points in now. So let's put 2 points there. So now we can sneak up on things. Very important, guys. Very important. So now let's go to the ambusher tree. So if I'm, just starting out, I'm going through these. Of course, these are all locked. So you got to put a point right here. Here is spotting knowledge. 3 out of 3 in spotting knowledge. Very important. Very quickly. And why is that? Let's look at it. Level 1 reveals information about the approximate health of the animal. So you can tell if you got a vital. Alright, so from here on out, I really just want to get here. I want to be able to spot animals while in aim mode because that is so beneficial, especially when you're goose hunting. And that is what you want to be doing if you want to level quickly. Right here, we can get some more money out of some missions. You're going to be doing a few missions to level, right? So let's put one there, and that unlocked this. So sight spotting, very important. We also want to increase the duration of the traced outline of the animal after spotting it. In order to get an animal to come to us, we need it to be attracted by the call that we're using. So that's very important. The whole reason that I need that tag and that glow to last longer is so that I can see that I've caught its attention, and in order to do that I need to call it over to me, so I need that point. It's still not unlocked, so 2 out of 2 is increased chance of eliciting a vocalization response from nearby animals. That's very handy as well. It's still locked, so I don't care about fall damage. I'm going to cheat death with the med pack anyway when I jump off cliffs, so I don't care about having anything in that. I've already got these maxed out. So really I got to do something with the scent lure. Increases the duration of all scent lures. And so if I'm going to use one, I might as well make it last longer, right? Increases the duration of traced outline of an animal after spotting. So here we go. And that's 1 out of 2 is all I do. I don't do 2 out of 2 there because I don't like having more than one animal lit up at the same time. It confuses me One at a time is enough for me, so I don't want that. But this right here, pack mule. You don't want to wear a backpack because it makes you louder, so you want to use pack mule. It lets you carry 15% more capacity. So there you go. Pack mule is awesome. Let's go back to stalker now. I'm only happy when it rains. Anything that decreases my visibility, I'm all for it. So right here. There we go, and I'll put another point in it. And now I've unlocked, and improvised blind is very important to me, okay? Further decreases your visibility when inside large brushes and shrubs. So there we go, there's that. And I have 1 point left to spend. So what's important to me? Right here, endurance. I like endurance because I can run, if I'm streaming, if I'm grinding, and I want to just get there and pick my animal up, I can run further. So there we go. That is my tree. Here's an ambusher again one more time. So here we are in perks. Of course, rifles is what you're going to use the most starting out. So we're going to go here. I left a point there. That sprint and load, that is not a priority. That is something like, put that there last. And archery, save that for last. Those are fun things that you'll do, but you don't really need right now. So right here, muscle memory unlocks the ability to ready your next shot without leaving aim mode. Your rifle shot. We're going to put us a point in that. Now that unlocks this second row. Level 1 in breath control, decreased heart rate penalty from exhaling, which reduces the cooldown to your next breath could be held again. That's important. So is steady hands. Decreased wobble when in aim mode using any weapon. I'm going to give the nod to steady hands just by a smidge, but you really can't mess up there. You're going to get them both fairly quickly anyway. So there's a point in that. And let's just go ahead and get 2 in it. There's this 2 in steady hands. Decreased wobble when in aim mode. So when you aim, it's going to be real shaky at first until you get 2 out of 2 there. And then here's breath control, decreased aim wobble when holding your breath. So again, we're dealing with wobble. 3 out of 3 in that. Increased ready speed after firing for all weapons. It allows you to get that quick second shot, which is very helpful, especially starting out, because your scope's real bad, your aim's bad, all that stuff when you're starting out. Now we're going to get zeroing, just not yet, okay? We're prioritizing here. All these things we want zeroing, but is it essential to have it right off the bat? Not so much, because here's why. Your scope is horrible. I always call it a BB gun scope, and we're going to look at it here in a second. But you don't need to be taking 300-meter shots with that horrible scope starting out anyway. You need to take just the regular. You need to take just the regular 150-meter shot. Your scope, when you first start out without zeroing, is 150 meters by default. So we're going to get zeroing, just not yet. We're going to go on down. We'll come back and get zeroing here in a minute. Once we've got a better scope, that's when zeroing comes in handy. Let me show you why shotguns are important. Learn this the hard way. When I first started playing, I was like, I'm not using shotguns. I don't care about putting points in shotguns. Then I figured out what was so important. Some of these things apply to all weapons, and recoil management is one of them. Right here's what we want, recoil management. We want to get to there as quick as possible. Because when you shoot and that gun the recoil puts the gun up in the air, and then you're trying to find your next animal to shoot, or the one that you just missed on that's running away now. When you get recoil management, it makes that bounce up a lot less severe, and it helps you find that second shot quicker. So let's go. We got to put a point here to unlock the next column. Now, don't mess up and go up here. Don't go up here next. You got to stay down here. Body control, because that's what's going to unlock recoil management. Watch this. Put a point here, Now, recoil management is unlocked. And then we're 1 out of 2. And now we're going to put our next 3 points in recoil management. So there, and there, and there. So now it's not going to kick as bad up in the air. Now let's go back and backfill the less important things. Still important, but not as important. There we go. Fast shouldering, increase speed. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go back up to rifles, and we're going to get 0 in. Now, 2 out of 2. And what zeroing does, we're going to go into that right now. Look at how small they are. Look at that. This is the beginner scope. Now let's look at the Argus. Look at that difference. Look at that. See, I could shoot those, no problem. Look how big they are. And then here's the beginner scope. Look how small, far away. Just so when you're starting out, that's why it's so hard. You're wobbling, you can't hold your breath as long. You got this little BB gun scope. You're very loud when you first start out. So that's why the skill points make it so much easier. All right, so we've talked a little bit about goose hunting and how quick the leveling is. Less than 2 weeks, I got to level 60. Unlock this outpost while you're here. Set you a 10 up here in this spot. You see how I've got it. You'll get some decoys if you got the duck and cover DLC. A tripod, I think you get 3 free tripods. You get the free shotgun. Yeah, they're coming in. See, they are circling around now. I didn't even have to call. So I'm glad you all got to see this part. Couldn't have orchestrated this any better. We've got some 3s. Alright. Don't be picky though, unless you see a 5. Now, if there was a 5, I would shoot the 5 and then worry about everything else last. But there's not a 5. So when you're leveling, don't be picky. The quickest thing to do, they're going to probably bust me. There's another group. Yep, there they go. So, here we go. There's that one. There's that one. Where's the others? We led them a little bit. Now, instead of reloading, I'm going to switch to the next shotgun. Got that one. We got to lead them a little bit. We missed that one. Now I can switch to the 22 though. And here's that little scope. And luckily we were able to get that one. We've got some more flying way out there. We got lucky. We got lucky again. Okay, I'm just going to go play the lottery right now. See how I've got all those icons? That's why it's so important when we were talking about the skills that you're able to tag them with your scope. You can spot them. It gives you the option to do that once you get that point. And that's why it's important. Now I can go find these so much easier. Before you get down, make sure to reload your weapons. And then if you hear them coming again, just drop down to your belly. Let's pick them up. You're going to get a lot of XP. As you can see here, there's over $1,000 for one goose. The money is awesome. And there's 35 points toward my shotgun score. So all the ones that I killed with the shotgun are going to award shotgun score. And the reason that's important is because of this right here. When you go to the store and you want to buy some things. Now I have my shotgun maxed out, so you're not going to be able to see it. The only thing I need to raise my points up in is bows. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's pretend this is a shotgun. See, it would say shotgun score 0 out of whatever. But it's not going to say that on my shotguns because I've maxed it completely out. But it does say it on bows because I've never used them. The reason that you want to do that is you can get your sights, your shotgun sights, all that unlocked. All that used to have XP required to unlock it, but I've unlocked them all now. So use your rifle, use your shotgun. That will unlock everything. And then if you're still not level 60 and still wanting to grind geese to get to level 60, switch to handguns and work on your handguns with geese too. And it'll be a little hard starting out. but it's totally worth it. Now that was the starter scope I was using right there. It's actually not bad for goose hunting. So you want to start out with the shotgun, and I killed probably 6 there with the shotgun. And those are free if you get the DLC. Those 2 shotguns, put them both in there. They use the same ammo. Shoot 3, switch to the next one, shoot 3 more, and then switch to your 22 and pick you off 2 or 3 more. You'll get better at that. At first you'll miss a lot of shots, but you'll get better as you go. And we're picking up all kinds of money here, and you will level so quick doing this. That's a lot of fun. By using the 22, you will unlock polymer tip bullets, which is what you'll use for all your guns. And you'll unlock those bullets for all guns. Even though you're just using the 22, it will unlock them for every rifle. Same thing with shotguns. You'll unlock the best shotgun ammo for every shotgun, even though you're only using the 10 gauge. Same thing for handguns. Even though you're only using a 22 handgun, when you finally do switch to the handgun, I wouldn't do that until I've maxed out everything you need with the shotgun and the rifle. But when you switch to handgun, work on that as well. Range finding binoculars, once you've got enough money, make sure to get the range finding binoculars. Money will buy you tents, it will buy you new guns. You want the 300 as quick as possible. You want the M1, which I think comes with the DLC, and you want the 22, which comes with the DLC. And you can just read on the DLCs, which tell you which weapons that you want to get. But my loadout always is M1, 300, 22, and 243. 243 will kill your foxes because you want to pass the harvest check. If you don't pass the harvest check, then you will knock whatever animal down a medal. I shot a coyote from probably about 300 meters on the trot, and I missed vitals, and it has haunted me ever since. So when you see a diamond, and we'll get into this more in probably part 3 of this series, but take your time. That's the biggest thing. Take your time, and animals will come back. If you see them in an area and you go back in that same time, you're going to find them in that area. You might just have to take your time and search for them a little bit, but they're going to be in that same area. And if you find what zone they're in, you'll know exactly what time they will be there. So when you pick an animal up, right here is the trophy rating of this animal. As you see, it takes 4.4 to be silver. Well, it scored a 5.3. We passed the harvest check, and I'll show you that too right here in a second. But right there, gold would be 6.8. Well, it didn't make gold. And diamond is 8.5. It definitely didn't make diamond. So here's the harvest check. Proper ammo for this animal. Animal shot 2 times or less. Intact trophy organ. Hit 1 vital organ or more. So intact trophy organ doesn't apply to class 1 animals. You can shoot class 1 animals in the head if you want. Other animals you cannot. If you shoot them in the head, it will lower your medal. So let's accept that one. And what else we got coming in? But that's going to do it. I'm going to pick these up, and we're going to keep on shooting some geese and stuff, and we will catch you in our next stream. Hop on over. If you like the content, drop us a like, drop us a sub, and we'll see you soon.